The Object 252U Defender was introduced to the game 8 years ago. Back then, it was considered the most overpowered premium tank. I wonder why. Nearly a decade later, you can get it for free from the Bond store. And in today's video, we will answer the question: is it still worth it? While most of the tier 8 premiums inside the Bond store come at the price of 8,000 bonds, Object 252U Defender will cost you 9k bonds. But you do remove quite nice chunks of HP, guys. Object 252U Defender, and let me just call it Defender from now on, to make it easier, is one of the easiest tanks to play, and I would highly recommend it for beginners. To make Defender work, you just need to master side scraping. Okay, Tiger is not doing it right, guys. Tiger 2 is an excellent side scraper, but the player we are facing right now is angling its side armor a little too much. And after seeing how he's trying to reverse in safety, I can peek with my angled lower plate and still bounce shots. If I were to try and side scrape at this corner against Tiger 2, I would expose my side armor to the rest of the enemies. That would be just silly. This shows that with the Defender, we can play around the corner in two different ways: side scraping and peeking with an angled lower plate. With the Tiger 2 finally being killed by my team, I can now go forward and trade my HP to break through this flank. Alright, come boys, I take some shots. Getting as close to the enemies as possible is something that you really want to do with the Object 252U Defender. And the reason behind it is the gun. On one hand, we have very good alpha damage and penetration. And this is one of the reasons why it's so easy to play with this tank. You do a couple of shots per game and you already have a decent score. But the problem starts with the gun handling of this tank. As you can see, we have bad dispersion, bad aim time, and bad dispersion factors. This makes Defender gun very unreliable. But we are not playing Defender to hit pixel shots. We play it because we love armor and punchy guns. Is there any other tank with which you can go in the open being one shot like this and survive for as long as we did? Look how much damage I'm blocking in the open. Having this much armor is very forgiving. Have I played any other tank, I might have been dead. But the armor of the Object 252U saved me. That's why I recommend it for beginners. You can be making mistakes and get away with it. And this is the armor Lorraine was seeing shooting at me. You can say, oh, he was shooting AP rounds. Okay, let's switch to gold. Huge difference, don't you think? In our next game, we are up against cooldown tanks: Conqueror, Object 752, Centurion 71, Bisonte. Usually, being a heavy tank, you are expected to go down south and feed these tanks. But I want to do something different instead. As we learned in the previous game, our gun isn't made for pixel sniping. On top of that, we have two big cupolas that can be easily penned. But if the enemies are smart, they can pen me right through the gun mantlet. That's why I will avoid the fight against them for now and play as the most armored light tank instead. And remember this position. Once you get here, you will be spotting everyone trying to shoot at you, while your lower plate is going to be covered. So you're playing cooldown, you're super close to the enemies, but you are protected by your team. enemies have no choice but to give up map control. And that's what I came here for. I went and tried to win this flank for my team, so that later they can flank these super strong cooldown tanks that are dominating south of the map as we speak. 2.6k assistance. The reason I came here, guys, instead of going to fight the heavies, is because, like, what can I do there? They play cooldown, they have better guns, like, it's pointless. And if you're wondering why am I not chasing the rest of the enemies, the answer is going to be in the mobility of this tank. By starting to move towards the heavy side earlier, I do myself a favor. Should I stay to chase the enemies, I would be left behind faster medium tanks. But I was able to arrive first. Object 252U is not a slowpoke, but also not very fast. And by looking at these numbers, I've noticed that our top speed is going to change dramatically depending on which terrain we are driving. This is a common problem for tanks with a bad terrain resistance. And if by looking at the stats you ever notice the similar pattern, you want to learn off-road driving cruise skill for your driver to fix this problem entirely. And just like this, with a little bit of thinking to avoid the fight against cooldown monsters, we spot for the team, dealt a little bit of damage at the end, and secured 4,600 combined damage. In our last game, I'm going to share with you my favorite tactic on Mountain Pass. In the first two games, I showed you that the gun can be unreliable, and that you don't want to be fighting against cooldown tanks. Usually, with a heavy tank, you would probably go up north. But how about using this shortcut? Any questions? If I'm totally honest, I have no idea how I managed to survive this jump. But the idea of this strategy is, instead of going to the positions where we have TA32 and Object 704, we are going down the bridge and we close up the distance to the enemies. Bruh. Okay, we go eat him, guys. We go eat him on the breakfast. He's using double shooting gun. I give you a tip, guys. He has no muzzle. That means double gun. I mean, double shooting gun. If there is muzzle, single. Works on all of these things, the tier 8, tier 9, tier 10. Using this strategy, we managed to kill TNH basically for free. If you decide to get Object 252U Defender, or already have it, I recommend you use Hardening, Stab and Gun Rammer on it as main combat build. On open maps, however, I like to use setup with a turbocharger instead of hardening. Field mods are on your screen as well. Interesting fact about the first field mod. If you pick left one, you will be tracked every time enemy shoots you in the track with a 330 alpha damage. That means most of the heavies you will be facing will be able to track you within the first shot. But picking the right one will increase your track HP to 399, and that is already a lot better, meaning that you can keep your repair kits and just be more aggressive in general. I think Object 252U Defender is an amazing starter for beginners or anyone who needs a tank with the forgiving armor. The gun can be annoying at times, but if you pick your fights right, it's very good. In the process of making this video, I've changed my mind about the tank for the better. I really enjoyed it. My friends, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. I plan to feature more interesting tanks from the Bond store. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.